Chinese government's way of lobbying America. Yeah, Genshin Impact. Chinese lobby.
Nick Britt, I can say. I think that's my view. Maybe you disagree.
I think they're on the wrong path. I love
Whatever,
the Brits,
without even getting,
but their government
without
has
even
gone
getting
off the
into that.
rails.
I'm just saying, I don't think Israel's the only one, but it's the only one where you're instantly called an anti-Semite.
Hey, how does it feel that literally no lefty journals would be that aggressive with a Democrat senator, especially while they're in power? Probably says a lot about the other side. Wait, what? Are you talking about me? Because if I had the opportunity, you think if I had the opportunity to fucking interview a Democrat congressperson, I wouldn't rip them? Are you crazy? And if you're pointing to like AOC or Bernie Sanders to get a fucking silly gotcha, this is an hour and 59 minutes long. Bernie and I sat down and talked for approximately, what, 10 minutes or 35 in the previous conversation that we had. Unless you're talking about CNN and MSNBC, at which point they're not, they're not real. Also, Bernie Sanders, when matched up with the rest of U.S. Congress, is infinitely closer to my position, as opposed to Tucker Carlson's position in this situation is, like Tucker Carlson and Bernie Sanders would sit down, and Tucker Carlson would not rip Bernie Sanders to shreds on his position on Israel. Tucker Carlson is talking to one of the most pro-Israel politicians in the country. That's funny. Wait, come on, man. That's just a lie. You literally had Greg Kazar on stream multiple times and you have not once ripped him on his fucking awful takes. Wait, hold on. Someone said Ro Khanna as well, which I did. I did. Once again, not a fucking hour-long back and forth conversation. I told Ro Khanna that Israel was doing a genocide a year ago at DNC. I asked him why no Democrat is also openly saying that Israel's doing a genocide that we are participating in at DNC.
For asking questions, and it's also the only government that no one will ever criticize. And I find
criticize Israel every minute.
I also, when I had a conversation with Greg Kazar, I asked him why he didn't endorse Zoran Mamdani and instead endorsed Brad Lander.
Every day, like the only government that people will not criticize. Rashida Tlaib just tweeted out calling Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal.
Rashida Tlaib? No,
you said no one will criticize.
No, I'm talking about Republicans that I would vote for, including you. And I'm saying, whatever. I don't even like talking about Israel. What I care about, I never do, because it's not worth being called anti-Semites from AIPAC recipients. But
yeah, a better comparison to this would be you pressuring Dems on immigration, something the party was for. You asked every Democratic congressperson you had about immigration, from Ro Khanna to Rashida Tlaib. Exactly. Every single one, including ones who were in agreement with me and said the Democratic Party wasn't doing enough, like AOC and Rashida Tlaib, and also ones like Ro Khanna as well.
But that's not, I don't even like talking about Israel. What I care about, I never do, because it's not worth being called anti-Semites from AIPAC recipients. But now we are on the verge of joining a war, and I just want to be clear about why we're doing this.
All right, so, and let's get into Iran momentarily, but you suggested it was a strange thing that I said a minute ago, that when I came in...
Bro, it's not very ego. They were talking about the mainstream left media. No, I'm responding to someone else. I'm responding to other people who said you've interviewed Democratic congresspersons and you didn't actually call them to task. The first person also said leftists, and I thought they were being disingenuous because I didn't think that they meant MSNBC when they meant leftist media.
The Senate, I resolved that I was going to be the leading defender of Israel. And what you didn't ask is why. So let me tell you why.
No, you said I was obsessed with Israel, and you had just told me that like your driving motive to get to the Senate was to defend Israel. I'm
No.
like, I don't think I'm the one who's obsessed with Israel.
Okay,
I don't even think about Israel.
Tucker, words matter.
Uh-huh.
And you know that. I said I resolved to be the leading defender of Israel, and you said your driving motive, the reason you're in the Senate.
You want to
No,
be the leading defender of Israel. I would think if I ran for Senate, I'd be like, there are people dying of drug ODs on the street.
My driving motive is to fight for Texas and America, and to fight for jobs, and to fight for the Constitution. And you played a very, very careful word game of a lie to
You're
you.
the one who said it, not me.
So you still haven't asked why, but I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
And the reason is twofold. Number one, as a Christian, growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe.
He had to hit the Bible, dude. Someone had a really funny responses on Twitter. It was like, if I name my son Jesus, will you have to worship him like he's the son of God? Lest you be damned to hell. I'm like, you don't understand. It's in the Bible. Tucker, I'll have you know, the Bible. Okay? That's my answer. Asked and answered.
Believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my. You pull out the phone and use the.
It's in Genesis, but so you're quoting a Bible phrase you don't have.
Damn, he's cooking him even with the Bible stuff. God damn, Tucker Carlson taking the atheist debate lord position of knowing more about the Bible than the opposition that's just simply bringing up the Bible as a talking point. Classic take. He's not an atheist, obviously, but I'm just saying it's like that's a classic atheist move, atheist debate lord move.
Context for it, you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology.
It's Bible maxing.
I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker,
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two,
Hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel, and what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what? Hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel. Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis. That's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel. Yes.
And so is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel.
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis? Is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a democratic country that elected.
He's the prime minister.
Right.
What?
But just like, America is the country run by Donald Trump. No, actually,
The Bible was clear on this, okay? 1948. The Bible says it. 1948, okay? It's the same country. That's what it's talking about. Also, Jesus walked on water.
American people elected Donald Trump. The same principle
This is
there.
silly. I'm talking about the political entity of modern Israel.
Yes, and that is
You believe
Israel.
that's what God was talking about in
Yes.
Genesis.
I do, but
That country's existed since when?
for thousands of years. Now there was a time when it didn't exist, and then it was recreated.
No! Oh, God, I'm enjoying this too much. That's crazy. No, this is wrong. It feels fucked up. It's like the worst piece of shit dunking on an even greater piece of shit. Oh, I hate this. Oh, it feels fucked up. It feels a little fucked up. I should not be deriving this much satisfaction because I know, like, both of these guys are evil. You know what I mean? I feel so dirty enjoying this process so much. God damn, Tucker is twisting him like a fucking pretzel. Oh, God. Oh, my God. He is just fucking whipping him around.
Created just over 70 years.
I'm saying
Dude, every fucking unk in Malaysia is gonna be doing replays of this. They're all diehard Tucker fans now. I'm telling you. Like all the Jackson Hinkle fans that live in like Bangladesh, they are now diehard Fedayeen for Tucker Carlson. 3 Muslim uncles sent me this. Oh yeah. Oh, this is going crazy on the Muslim uncle space, okay? This is the clips from this fucking back and forth is going crazy in every WhatsApp chat, okay? I'm telling you right now, they're going wild. This is gonna do unk numbers for sure. I'm a Bangladeshi unk and I'm sold already. Okay, make no mistake. Make no fucking mistake. Tucker Carlson would destroy you. He would sanction off your death and destruction. If you are an unk in Malaysia, Indonesia, Bangladesh, okay? I'm telling you right now, Tucker Carlson would actively celebrate your demise. He is not a friend, he's a foe. Right now, he's cooking.
I think most people understand that line in Genesis to refer to the Jewish people, God's chosen people.
That's not what it says.
Okay, Israel, but you don't even know where in the Bible it is. So I don't know if we can...
I don't remember the scriptural citation. But, okay, I keep...
It's like Genesis 16 or something like that. But yes, it's in the earlier part of the book. But the point is...
All right, Tucker, you keep interrupting me before I finish my sentence.
It's just important to know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're... So you're saying as a Christian, if I believe in Jesus, I have to support the modern state of Israel?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm explaining for me what my motivation is.
But okay, so I'm just trying to understand. You said God tells you to support the modern state of Israel in the Bible, in some place in the Bible that you heard about, but you don't know where it is. That's your theology?
You're going back, am I a sleazy feline again? I mean...
If you accuse me of anti-Semitism again, I will say that, but I don't think you will.
Try to be a little less condescending. I'm trying to have a conversation.
Condescending. You're throwing this stuff out, and it's my job to figure out what you're talking about, but I don't understand.
But you're not letting me...
Okay. I'm sorry, I want to be polite.
Jew here, when the Bible refers to his people Israel, we were taught that this is referring to the Jewish people, not a political entity established in the 1940s. Thank you for your time. Yeah, tell that to Ted Cruz. He's like, no, you don't understand. The Bible said Israel has to be in apartheid. The Bible said they have to be there and they have to have nukes. The Bible also said, it's crazy, and I'm not even paraphrasing, okay? Genesis 18:47. Let me tell you, okay? Genesis 1963. In both passages, the Bible says America must do a first strike on Iran alongside the modern Israeli nation state on the Fordow nuclear facility that the Islamic Republic of Iran has built on the side of a fucking mountain. I didn't make it up. It's in the Bible. It says in the fine print. It's crazy. The Bible has it all. People forget. People forget these important passages.
That is, for me, a personal motivation, but I also, what I was about to say, I don't believe my personal faith, not everyone who I represent is a Christian. It's not an argument for me to give that we should do this because of my faith. And so as an elected official, I don't give that as the reason we should support Israel. That is a personal motivation for me, but I don't think it is the reason we should. The reason that I am the leading defender of Israel is because Israel is our strongest ally in the Middle East, an incredibly troubled part of the world, and supporting Israel benefits America. And the clearest illustration of that is what is happening right now. Let me just make this point, and then...
Okay, and then I'll just ask what you mean, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, Iran, I think the most acute national security threat facing America right now is the threat of a nuclear Iran. I think China is the biggest long-term threat, but acute and near-term is a nuclear.
Do we think that Ted is smart enough to actually comprehend the difference between the biblical Israel and the decision to name the 1948 state Israel, a name which was literally among multiple candidates at the World Zionist Congress, or is he just incredibly fucking dumb? I think he doesn't know that. Like, I think if you were to add, like, a lot of these guys don't give a shit, obviously. They just don't care, right? But if you dig into the history of Zionism and its inception, all of the, ironically enough, all of the religious seasoning added as a justification for the nation state was put there by secular Jews who do not give a fuck about Judaism, and did it so that they could potentially bring in support from religious Jews who were directly opposed to the development of a state that was for the Jews. The notion that this is a 3,000-year project is so fucking stupid. There were, and perhaps always throughout history, a far larger number of Christians who believed in the Zionist project than there were Jews who believed in the Zionist project. There has never been a moment throughout history where there were more Jews than Christians that believed in Zionism. It has not existed till this it does not exist today, and it has never existed. The people that universally back Zionism as a project has always been Christians, overwhelmingly. You could say there are more Jews that believe in Zionism as opposed to Jews that don't believe in Zionism, in comparison to Christians that believe in Zionism as opposed to Christians that don't. Fair. Okay. I don't know what the percentage breakdown would look like within Christianity, but by totality, by numbers, there has never been a fucking moment on the history of this planet from the inception of Israel, or the inception of the Zionist project, at the behest of developing a nation state for Jewish people, okay, from Theodore Herzl onwards until this very moment. There's never been a moment where there were more Jews that were Zionists than Christians. But our different religions, it doesn't matter. The purpose is the same. The purpose has always been the same. Zionism in and of itself, with all of the religious associations